Prince Magnum channel where hot rodding and romance do coexist. Your host, Prince Magnum. I hope all of you feel a little well rested. Fell asleep earlier and just waking back up. Um, Exhaustion has hit Prince Magnum channel, and he hit it like a ton of bricks. So, Cinnamon's live stream will be on hold till tomorrow evening, which that happens. Sometimes you got to push these things back a day. And for Princess Faye, um, it doesn't take her super long. Hey, what's going on, Simon? Um, sometimes we have to we have to move things around a little bit, and that's kind of what we're having to do because Princess Faye, uh, she did not get any. She's not got a whole lot of sleep lately. Hang on a second here. She did. She just has not had a huge chance to get a whole lot of rest. So that's why, we gotta, fantastic. Well, you know, it's one of those things, Simon, how's the family doing? How are you doing? I may not always say it that way. Actually, I don't always say it that way. But it's one of those things, how are you and your family doing? How you doing? How's school? How's work? Whatever it is in your life, tell me how you doing. When I ask you how you doing, just tell me. Tell me everything. Good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Fantastic. So I don't expect a whole lot of people tonight. Normally, Cinnamon is live tonight, but Princess Faye, like I said, has not been sleeping a heck of a whole lot. So for her, I fell asleep. I got all done up and everything, getting ready for later, and I passed out. I'm exhausted myself. I don't think y'all realize, I get up 4 o'clock in the morning and I will go to work. Um, well, I wake up at about 2:30 in the morning, and then, I get ready. I'm out the door a little bit after 3 o'clock. Usually about 3:15, I'm outside putting Project Spirit in the gear. I'll drive about a half an hour. What's going on, Mikey G? Good to see you, buddy. If y'all have not seen Mikey G's voice reveal, huge, huge, good stuff. I got choked up. I got choked up, but I've talked to Mikey G, long before his voice reveal. Uh, I'm all right. Normally we're doing a Cinnamon live tonight, but we had to put it on hold about a day. Princess Faye passed out from exhaustion, and I've been so worried about her. I haven't been sleeping very well myself, so I conked out. Woke up 11 minutes after 7, and realized what was going on. That she's out. I'm running behind, so it's like, what, we can hold off a day. We'll see Cinnamon tomorrow. Not a super big deal. Um, sometimes when life happens, you got to adjust your schedule. You know, because I know your story. I know what goes on in your life, Mike. Hey, Broken Mike, good to see you, buddy. Uh, I know what's happened in your life, and I know a good deal of your life. Uh, and I just know how powerful of a message you've got. That's just it. I'll put it that way, Mikey G. I won't tell your story. I just know enough of your story that, uh, you know, hearing your voice in a recording, knowing your story, and then the moment you hear your name in a shout out, knowing what I know, that's a lot of emotion right there. That's why I got choked up. That's a lot of emotion for me. And so I know it was heartfelt, that message you gave to all of us. It was huge, huge. But I also know there's more to the story than everybody else knows. and I am super grateful that you are a friend of mine. Um, so yeah, normally tonight, Saturday night, Cinnamon's live, but unfortunately, like I said, Princess Faye hasn't been sleeping well. And for a lot of you guys out there, it was a lot going on today for me. Work has been just absolutely bonkers, and I'm working Easter Sunday. I know there's a lot of folks here from the UK. Uh, I get it. You guys actually, from all of you in the UK, you guys are 6 hours ahead of me. But uh, I started to mention basically what my day is like. Um, like tonight, so if you ever wondered why I'm a lot of times I'm like, man, I'm just so wore out. It's like, well, what the fuck did you do? Um, for me, like I said, I started to say that I get up like I said, I start waking up at about 2:30 in the morning. So about while you're in bed at 2 a.m. or 2:30 a.m., okay? Imagine for a second, I'm getting up at that hour. Okay? I'm getting out of bed or trying to get out of bed, and I'm starting to put on my work uniform, putting on my shoes, tying my hair back. Ugh. And at about, 3 a.m., between 3 a.m. and 3:15 a.m., uh, I'm climbing into Project Spirit, putting her into gear and going to work. Between uh, any stop I might need to make, maybe I need gas, whatever. Between 3:50 uh a.m. and 4 a.m. in the morning, I'm pulling into the parking lot at work. It's somewhere between that time, I'm pulling in the parking lot at work, shutting Project Spirit off, and I'm going inside. 4 a.m. in the morning, I'm clocking in. Sometimes 4:01 because, uh, so that's and I begin my work day. Usually at about 6:30 a.m., I'm starting the fry vats at work, getting them ready. Usually by 9, depending on what's going on, shortly after 9 a.m., I'm clocking out for my lunch break. That's that's my lunch break time. At about right around 9 a.m. in the morning. Come back from lunch, finish up all the maintenance stuff, and then at about 11-ish, I'm stepping up to the front counter. How you doing, Rosie? Welcome to the live stream. At about 4, well, let's see. Then yeah, at 11 a.m. I'm stepping up to the front counter to start doing customer service. Well, that's a funny thing. I'm actually here. I'll get to all of that, Rosie, in just a moment. I'll explain. I just answered your question, but I'm kind of talking about why, if you ever wondered why I'm always exhausted. You hear me say, "Gosh dang it, I'm always tired." So at one at 1 in the afternoon, I'm clocking out from work. So from 4 a.m. in the morning to 1 p.m. my time, I'm clock at 1, sure, right around 1 p.m. afternoon. Oh, really? And I'm clocking out, getting back into Project Spirit, and coming home. So for a lot of you in the UK, this is around the time that some of you are ending a live stream, or or believe it or not, you're starting a live stream. So like say on Tuesday, for Tuesday Night Madness, 1 a.m. I'm clocking out from work, I'm rushing home because the pre-show is going on, so I got to be there for the pre-show. and then be ready for the main show. So when you guys go live, so when the main show goes live, it's actually 4 p.m. when you guys go live for the main show over in the UK. So if you ever wondered how, yeah, I have to rush home. So I'm pulling in the door. I'm exhausted by this time because, like I said, I've been at work. I'm at work at 4 uh, 4 a.m. in the morning. Usually about 1 p.m. I'm walking out the door. So if you ever wondered about that, so today was one of those days where Princess Faye has not, the last couple days, she's been not getting a whole lot in the way of sleep. My beautiful, lovely wife is exhausted. Um, well, I'll answer your question in just a moment. I'm answering a big one. So where is Cinnamon tonight? Cinnamon is, I guess you could say she'll be here tomorrow night because tonight, Cinnamon's makeup artist, my beautiful wife, she needs some sleep. And I fell asleep earlier from exhaustion. I was watching, I was actually bouncing back and forth between Broken Mike's, Super Saturday stream. No, you can't. So she just needs her sleep, so she's conked, resting well for once. She's not been sleeping very good lately. Of course, there's only so much I can do. Go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. And finally, she has to work herself into exhaustion where she just, so here we are. So I figure, wait, one night, Princess Faye can rest, Cinnamon can wait one night. It'll give me a chance to work on it. Okay, for monetization, I know some of you asked me a lot about that. Really, it's one of those things. Oh God, she does. There's a lot of stuff y'all don't see that Princess Faye does kind of behind the scenes. And but to answer the question on monetization, pretty much I have it. I just have to finish all the online paperwork. I know that sounds really dumb, but I have to finish a lot of the online paperwork to do that. And those that don't know, this channel was monetized at one time. What's going on, Chairman? Good to see you. This channel was monetized for about a year. Then the apocalypse happened, which YouTube, by the way, you still owe me a great deal of money, about 75 US from that first time around. They like to forget that. They owed me about 75 bucks. So at this stage of the game, we're just, yeah, I know a lot of people really want to start being able to do the super chat, and I'll be absolutely honest with you. You do not have to wait for YouTube. Now, don't get me wrong, the super chats are nice, and it's great that you guys would be able to donate money directly to the channel. But here's the thing: we have an entire merchandise line now through Teespring. You can go directly onto the Prince Magnum channel YouTube, page. When you go into the home page for my channel here on YouTube, there's a link. Click on that link, and you can go directly over to the merchandise line, which is one of the reasons why I really like this more. And I know it's going to make more sense. See, you guys, you can you can give me money, and that's great, and I appreciate that. But you, in return, have nothing to hold in your hand, okay? Other than the time I put into videos, all right, that or the live streams. Here's the problem, okay? That's fine, but at day's end, you don't get, you really don't have anything to hold in your hand. That's one of the reasons why I like the merchandise line even more than the monetization, because you could put back into the channel, But then but at the end of it all, you can have, your own merchandise representing the channel in your hands. And at the same time, if someone says, well, man, I've never seen, a t-shirt, coffee cup, uh, jogging pants or jumpers, depending on, where you live in the world, or something like that. I've never seen anything with that type of artwork on it. Well, it's actually the merchandise line from Teespring for, a buddy's, this one guy's channel. He does this, he does that. You are my biggest advertisement at that point. So, in all reality, that's the reason why I like the merchandise line more than the monetization. Now, the monetization is a nice little perk. It's a great windfall because then people, if you watch the moment Broken Mike got monetized, he may not know this, but I would bounce out of his stream to come back in and start the ad again. By doing that, I would watch at least 30 seconds because, like I said, I used to be monetized at one time. During the apocalypse, I lost that monetization. But by restarting the ad again, watch it for 30 seconds, skip, get into the live stream. Then I'd stick around for a little while, back out, watch something else real quick, come back in, do it again, watch at least 30 seconds. By doing all of that, Broken Mike, I don't know if you know this, but I've been able to, even though I can't, just send you money, by doing that, you actually are making money by me doing that. Now, most people don't realize how much money, the ads really don't give you a whole lot, but by doing it that way, it does slowly add up. Now, I don't know what the money is like over there for you guys in the UK, but I can tell you how, I don't know how much, but I know here in the United States, for every one advertisement that runs on somebody's channel for monetization, you get paid basically you and YouTube make 1 cent. Okay. That's it. 1 cent for that one ad. Now, that means that YouTube will take and cut that 1 cent for that one ad down the middle with you, except that this money goes through AdSense. So you only get a quarter of that 1 cent. This is how it works, okay? If you ever wonder. So now you only get a quarter of that cent because you have to pay that half cent to AdSense for processing, okay? So I will do this about 4 times, so at least you make the full 1 cent from me watching your channel. So for those of you, if you ever wondered why your counter will bounce like that when I'm in there, if you're monetized, and I know you very well, that's actually why. So if you ever wondered about that, yeah, it is dumb, but it is but what are you going to do? So here it is again, okay? When you have the super chat dropped in there, we'll say $1, okay? That $1 goes in, YouTube takes a cut, okay? Or should I say AdSense will take a cut right off the top. No questions asked for processing the money that you were just given. It's kind of a fee for having it. It's screwy, but that's how that works, okay? And I think if I remember correctly, on a super chat, you only get like 60% of that super chat. So we'll say that someone hands you, $1 US for the super chat. You get 60 cents of that, if I remember correctly. So if you ever wondered, so yeah, are you being ripped up? Yeah, pretty much. Merchandise, get this. With the merchandise, it's through Teespring. So when you buy this, I get 45%. But Teespring has to make the item, okay? They have to put the artwork onto the cup, the t-shirt, the blanket, the poster, whatever. But I get 45% of that. So we'll say one of these coffee cups costs, we'll say about $24. Let's round it out. $20. Okay. I'll get for right around 40% of that. Well, um, I know that Ian bought a bunch of stuff for the channel through Teespring, and I made 31 US for those three items. So about $10 per item. Uh, and he has something he can hold in his hand. That to me makes a whole lot more sense. It's one of the reasons why I've been pushing the Teespring store because, yeah, Google's dirty. It's just the nature of the game. Yeah, they love to take their cuts. So, yeah, even if you're monetized, you don't make a whole lot of money off of it. And they won't, until your channel makes X amount of money, they won't send you that money. Even though it's your money, they won't send it to you right away. You have to make a certain amount and then they'll send it to you, which I think it's like $100 US. And then they cut you a nice fat, they cut you the I know I'll say it as they cut you a check, but they send you your money to your account. It is dumb. It is the nature of the game. That's how they do it. Right, wrong, or indifferent, that's how they do it. Now, from what I understand, if you can get partnered with TikTok, you actually get all of your money. You get all of it. That's kind of how that works. It is a ripoff. If you can get partnered with TikTok, you get all your money. I think it's kind of pretty much similar to Twitch as well. But I started off here before, so it's like I could jump to other platforms. I am on TikTok, which like last week I released the cinnamon TikTok and that went nuts. Oh my God, that went nuts. Um, in a 24 at around about a 24-hour time frame, 433 views. That's ridiculous. You have Twitch? Twitch is still mostly gaming and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I got nothing against doing gaming live streams. I love doing them but I love doing them. But I still like to do my DIY stuff more than anything. More than anything. Um, Again, we're back to, you know, um, it's good to have fun. It's good to kind of, cut away and get away from, to kind of forget about it all. But a day's in. Oh, really? That's cool. But I like that DIY side of it all. It's something that you can use, because unfortunately, at day's end, I mean, what's your skill set? I like to urge people, urge people to, to challenge themselves in life, whatever it is, Again, Cinnamon usually is live tonight, but I challenged myself to in acting and pushed myself to outside of the normal boundaries of what I'm oftentimes comfortable with. And the next thing you know, I'm acting a drag queen character, more or less. I mean, loosely termed, it's drag queen, because that's actually a whole art form, and I'm nowhere fully close to it. But I'm doing acting. The voice is more or less voice acting. Being able to kind of change my voice to do the character, um, and then you know quite literally when I'm doing Cinnamon, playing the character, yeah, there's a whole voice, but then, the moment the camera goes live and it's like I'm going to the camera, I know that the moment I go live that I'm acting, that I am going to be acting out, I'm acting as Cinnamon, you know. Oh, really? Wow. When I'm going to act as Cinnamon, most people don't realize that I'm quite literally just you know, I I am no longer Prince Magnum. Oh, really? I'm at that point no longer Prince Magnum. I am Cinnamon at that point. So the mind of Prince Magnum shuts off and the mind of Cinnamon turns on the moment. So if you ever wondered about that as well, literally that character is, even though it's a fictional character, and we've developed that character here on this channel, the moment the camera goes on, the makeup is on, everything is at that moment, I am Cinnamon. That's just how it works. So I'm literally acting a character. So, you know, and I know when I talk to Natalie, if y'all know Natalie, Kissable Demon, who does Tuesday Night Madness and Super, Super Saturdays over on Broken Mike's channel. Um, she did the try not to laugh at Cinnamon challenge, and her and I were actually talking about that. And she's like, I'm familiar with what you're describing, play, in acting and things. And she's like, have you had any acting before? I said, no. I said, we just developed the character and here, and it's like the character is kind of taken on a life of its own. So because of that, yeah, in a lot of ways, I guess you could say that, Chairman. I mean, I don't know if you would call it twisted, but it's kind of like if you ever talk to an actor, a professional actor, and from Hollywood, you'll oftentimes, they'll be talking about the character that they're playing in a movie or something like that, and they'll refer to that character as another human being. That's literally what happens here, because the moment that camera goes on, I'm no longer Prince Magnum. I am playing the character of Cinnamon. Even though we developed it, Cinnamon is a fictional character, yes, but at that moment, I'm breathing so much life into that character. Cinnamon is real. Okay. And I know some people have a hard time fully understanding that, but there's so much that has went into that character. Cinnamon is real at that point. Um, your Twitch bio, that's fun. Um, it's just one of those things. So if you ever wondered about that, if you truly ever wondered about that, that's literally what it's like. Um, yeah, I could have woke up Princess Faye, but and if I'd woke her up before, if we would have been able to do, before 7 o'clock, uh, my time, because right now it's like, hang on here, I'll look real quick. Yeah, it's about 15 minutes till 8 p.m. right now where I live. Okay. It's about 15 minutes till 8 in the evening. I'll show you what I mean. We still got daylight. We still have daylight right now where I live. So for those of you in the UK, um, a lot of times, when I'm, joining you guys' streams, or, when you guys have me as a guest in your streams, um, I'm getting home from work after pulling down about 10 hours, and I have been up since a lot of times since 2 a.m. in the morning. So if you guys ever wondered, you know, what kind of acting I do, I will come in there, and most of you guys don't even realize how exhausted I truly am. But I put on I know Broken Mike has seen me put on, quite the comedy bit in those live streams, like on Tuesday Night Madness. I put on one heck of a show. I'm talking about, uh, I know it sounds like I truly am raging when things don't go my way in Fortnite. You'll hear me rage. Well, I'm actually, if there was a camera on me at that point in time, you would know that I am fighting back laughter, you know. Um, I'm actually fighting back laughter at that point when I'm raging in game. Not a joke. I am acting out. I'm acting so well that most of you think that the rage is real, and it's not. It's really not. I'm actually putting on a show, trying to make sure that while I'm in your stream, that it's as entertaining as possible for your viewers. And So you'll hear me, get ticked off. You butt sniffer. I hope a bear takes a big giant. Well, I hope a bear takes a dump in your mouth. A big runny steam. Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go, Jesse. That is awesome. See, I love how you put that in there. Oh, that's awesome, Jesse. And we're thankful for you too. Big giant thank you for you being here. Um, so you'll hear me do that. Um, the bear taking a big runny steamy dump in somebody's mouth. You'll hear me make that joke. Getting upset and calling somebody a butt sniffer. And if you every once in a while in those live streams, you'll hear me go like really angry. You know, you so and 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 just rattling off a long stream of cuss words. And it sounds like I'm really raging at that point. Well, I hate to surprise you all. Okay. I'm gonna actually out myself here. Broken Mike, I hope you're still at least lurky turkey in the background to catch this. Okay. That long stretch of cuss words, if you were to take the times you've heard me do that, well, you would notice that it's the same in both instances. I just do it so fast and so with so much emphasis, you don't notice that it's the same strand of foul language. It's basically the same bit every time. It's literally the same bit. I'm just acting it. And literally, I could tell you everything that I say in there because it's acted. Yeah, I seen that. It just popped up. It just popped up. I'm literally acting out the same bit. You cocksucking motherfucking Peter licking sack of monkey shit. That same bit, you'll hear me act it out in the stream. I'm actually not raging, but it's the same cuss words. It's so well rehearsed and with so much acting put behind it. It sounds like I'm raging. Hi, honey. There's my beautiful wife. What are you doing? You need to be sleeping, honey bun. Oh, look, get out that hammer I've been working on. You go back to sleep. Just woke up. Yeah. So that's how that works. Okay. If you wondered how, so if you ever wondered if I'm in your stream and I'm raging at Fortnite, I'm really not raging. I'm really not raging at all. I'm acting for the purposes, well, questions being answered. I'm literally acting so well to try to add to the entertainment of your channel. So if you've ever wondered, um, about some of the stuff, this is actual inside stuff that most people don't even know. Okay. So I'm actually acting to try to bring in entertainment for to keep people planted while they're watching your stream. So, um, as much entertainment as possible. Um, there's a lot of comedy that I will bring into a person's channel and it all boils down to whenever I'm live in somebody's, when I'm a guest in somebody's channel, I'm reminded of something that my AA sponsor, Sober Man, taught me. He always said, when you go somewhere, you know, okay, baby, I love you. I love you. One of the things that Sober Man taught me a long time ago was um, when you go someplace, try to leave it better than you found it. So when I go into your stream, I try to bring in as much entertainment as possible to keep your viewers planted so you can get monetized or love you, uh, or that you make enough ad money to, to put back into your channel, however it all works. So if I'm a guest in your channel, I try to bring in as much of my talent as acting, as much comedy as possible, as much knowledge as you might want. Maybe you might want me to talk about history, not, uh, maybe history, car knowledge, whatever it is that I try to, that you might ask me to do for your channel. I try to bring as much of that as possible. Um, and maybe you might even ask me tips about editing or whatever. I try to bring all of it for the purposes of entertainment for your channel. So that's why a lot of times, I know I get roped into being, the rageaholic again and playing Fortnite. I know I get roped into it, but oftentimes I worry for some of the ones that are supposed to be more family friendly. It's like if I get roped into it, oh my God, is that going to be family friendly enough, for your channel? So a lot of times I try to avoid getting involved in certain Fortnite streams because I know if with enough prompting, I will do it. I'll do it. I'll play the character, I'll play the rageaholic. I will. And I don't want to, it's like if you're supposed to be running a a family friendly channel, that's not exactly family friendly, especially if you're talking about, bears taking dumps in people's mouths and horses humping people's eye sockets and things like that. That's not exactly family friendly, you know, but uh but yeah, that's sometimes I get roped into playing that rageaholic. Um right. Um, one of the other jokes you'll hear me say, I hope a giraffe throws up on you. I hope a giraffe throws up on you. And then there's a whole bit that I'll do with that, you know, why is that funny to me? A giraffe throwing up onto someone. Do you realize how long it would take for a giraffe to throw up? you know, that would take forever because how long their neck is. That's why I'll make that joke because it's funny. If you think about how long it would take for a giraffe to throw up, because when you kind of throw that little, that whole imagery into someone's head, and then you make the sounds, and people die laughing at that. They think it's funny. Broken Mike actually lost it the one time I did, one of the times I did Super Saturday for him, because I talked about one of the comic book ideas I've had. Really, I did not know that. Now I see I learned something new. That's actually that is there's some big ass bones. Interesting. That is interesting. But like one of them that I'll do is, like the it that's an old joke that actually goes back a long ways. And I mean the inspiration, man, I don't even remember. I think it might have, yeah, the idea, the comic book idea. This is not a joke. This part, it's really not a joke, but I have been making this joke for years. I think it actually goes back long before I even got sober. And I don't even remember where I got the idea, but you'll hear me talk about this comic book idea that I have, The Misadventures of Dr. Slinky Nuts and the Phantom Nutsack. I don't even remember where I really got the idea for this joke, but you'll hear me go on about how this is a great comic book idea. Marvel, where are you at? I mean, you make comic books on the stupidest stuff as it is. This will work. I mean, this is a great idea. Chairman's like, what the fuck? That's great. But yeah, it's an actual, and you'll hear me go on like this is a great comic book idea. And I'm sure Broken Mike even was, when he heard this joke for the first time, was like, are you this screwed up? No, I'm just acting. My acting has gotten so good where I know you probably believe that this is a real thing. No, I've done this joke so many times that most people don't realize I'm just acting. I'm just acting. That's really all it is just putting on a show for your channel. So it keeps people planted in their seat watching your channel. That's literally how I do it. So if I've ever been a guest on your channel and you hear me doing, saying stuff like this, it keeps people planted. It's so well thought out and so well acted that it sounds real. And most of the time, like Ian and I were even talking. Right? Um, I literally act so well that even people that know me outside of YouTube and you know and I've been a guest on their channel don't even know when I'm acting. I'm that good now at acting because I play a great character, in people's channels. Uh, the whole body massage thing that I cannot take full credit for the body massage in Fortnite. There you go. That's awesome. That is awesome, Jesse. There's always something to be thankful for. I'm thankful that I can do what I do. I'm very grateful for that. Um, Most people tend to forget I had a stroke on, 10, almost 11 years ago now. I had a stroke, and to be able to do what I do, even here on YouTube, is amazing. Um, so you quite literally watch me act in your channel, the body massage from Fortnite. That actually is a spoof from a GI Joe PSA spoof. A guy went in, deleted a lot of the sound from the GI Joe PSAs, and he voiced over different stuff. Well, one of them in particular, you can actually watch him here on YouTube. Hmm. That's awesome, man. You can actually, hey, what's going on, Night Raven? I like that. That actually makes your channel sound more professional, Raven. It makes your channel look more professional. Um, you've got to have a good solid name for your channel or for you and the character you might be portraying here on YouTube. You got to make it sound good. It's got to trip off the tongue. Night Raven, I love it, love it. Let's see, thank God. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you, Jesse. So, you know, if you ever wondered how that all comes together, I'm really doing a lot of acting. The body massage, I can't take credit for that. Same here, man. Same here. I quite literally do so much acting that the body massage joke actually was from a GI Joe PSA spoof, and the one in particular was called Body Massage, and it has this one GI Joe character called Roadblock. And originally, it was about not getting near a down power line because the live electricity that's from it. And the guy who did the spoof basically deleted all the sound from it, and he edited in where the kids said, "Oh, what do you think we should do? Let's launch over it." And then Roadblock pulls up, and the first thing he says, "Who wants a body massage?" And they're like, and the kids are like, "What the hell did he just say?" And he's like, "Ooh, and he's ooh body massage, and they're like, "What the fuck?" In this GI Joe PSA, and then finally he's standing there like this, body massage. That's actually, and so when I'm doing in Fortnite, you hear me do you know, you hear me grab hold. Yeah, I know that's weird. It is, but it's meant to be funny. Okay, well, we'll get to that in a moment. We'll get to that in a moment. For the record, I have never taken a single acting class ever. It's just what I have learned from watching other people. Um, or asking questions from theatrical actors from say like the college that's not too far from. I will ask them questions and then I kind of learn from them. Um, so I watched this and I laughed my ass off. And I thought, one day at work, because every once in a while at work, I'll do like different voices to kind of break up the monotony. Uh, you know, like if I'm working over there at the fry station, you'll hear me do this one. Got plenty of them there French fry taters, uh-huh. Just like that. And people laugh at that. They're like, "Oh, you freaking idiot!" You're so weird. But it's meant to keep people, to break up the monotony at work because working fast food, it can get stupid in fast food. It's like, don't you people know how to fucking cook? Anyhow, it's like, good God, you get the rude customers that'll get hateful with your coworkers. I don't, hey, everybody knows some bit, they act out some bit. Everyone has that capability. Uh, Actually, ironically enough, when the cameras are off or I'm not out in public, I'm actually kind of quiet. I don't say a whole lot. I stay to myself for the most part. Most people would find that surprising. Back in high school, I was the shy guy. I was the shy, awkward guy back in high school. And I tell that to people and they're like, bullshit. No, really, I was. I was the shy, awkward guy in high school. And they're like, bullshit. But the body massage thing that you hear me do in Fortnite, basically, it's a shakedown. I'll go up, pick them up, and sorry about that. You'll actually hear me. I was starting to talk about the body massage joke. Well, I watched that GI Joe PSA, and then it hit me one day to do the creepiest line with the creepiest voice I possibly could. And immediately, what is one of the creepiest things that anybody, everyone thinks is creepy nowadays? I don't, because I come from a different time frame. Clowns. People are afraid of clowns. So what if I sounded like a clown and said, "Who wants a body massage?" And that's where that joke came from. So when I got on Tuesday Night Madness, it was probably like a couple of times. It was probably like a couple of times doing it, and I thought, why don't I do the body massage uh, gag? The creepiest line with the creepiest voice. Why don't I do that when I'm doing the shakedown? And Raven, for the longest time, Mr. Night Raven now. Um, love that. Sounds so professional. When he heard that he for the longest time called me king of the body massage. Well, that's because so I'd already acted that out. So with my capabilities in voice acting, you'll hear me pick them up, and you'll see my character pick them up to do the shakedown. And as they're reaching in their pocket, pulling out pulling it out that thing to find where their partners are, you'll hear me go, "Who wants a body massage?" And then they'll hit the ground, and then blink, 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 bing. I know at the moment I hear that bing, the web, the character, my character is going to be pulling out the firearm, and you'll hear me go, "Ooh, boom, 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 boom." You hear the boom, the gunfire. That's me taking out that character. You'll hear me go, "Ooh, body massage," as soon as they die. That has actually been acted out so well that y'all probably didn't know that where all that came from. So I have actually got the timing down perfectly. So as soon as you hear, see the person die, and body massage, that's where that all came from. Yep. So all of that, all of that goes into. So I just now seen that first name. Yeah, I like it. It works, Raven. It works. It really does work. So if you ever wondered how all that came together, that's where that came from. And I can't take full credit for it. I can't take full credit for it. It came from somewhere else, but I plucked it and made it my own. Sometimes you'll when you're acting and trying to do comedy, you'll draw on inspiration from other places um, because it just works. So if you ever wondered, where all that came from, yeah, so I can't take full credit for that. Um, that whole kick 'em in the taint. Uh, That I actually was watching some YouTube video, and it hit me that it would be funny to make that as a line. Uh, draw the master sword. You'll hear me, type that out. Uh, I don't know why, because I'm a huge Legend of Zelda fan. It's like draw the master sword. Oh wait, wrong game. Because everyone knows I play a lot of Legend of Zelda. It's like one of my all-time favorite games. The original. I'll have to redo that video again. Uh, about the timeline and the Master Sword being the 2 point, in the final parts of the timeline that it gets an upgrade. And I actually do this. I did it before, but it was a good video, but I could actually do it better now than I did before. Probably go into more detail and everything because of some of the equipment that I got now. So yeah, if you will, there's a lot of stuff that I could just totally do right now. Yeah, blow your mind. Yeah, just one of them things. Um, but yeah, there's so with Cinnamon, I had to I practiced the voice for about a couple of days, and I knew when I was going to be doing character for realsies, I acted out Cinnamon's character for probably right around, um, off and on for about a week, and got it to where I felt pretty good, and then went live, and I discovered that doing the character for a little bit, doing the voice of Cinnamon. Um, that I quickly discovered that I had to actually cut back on my smoking because cinnamon sounded a little bit raspy. So I had to kind of cut back on my smoking a great deal. That's why the vape has been my best friend, um, because it allowed me to get a better sounding version for cinnamon. And of course, someone actually said kind of outed me on this. I'm going to surprise you all. Cinnamon's voice, if you ever pay close attention, is a version of your villainous woman, basically a female villain from your black and white 1930s and 40s movies. That's actually the inspiration for Cinnamon's voice. It was really easy for me to act because I have a kind of a deep bass voice, so it was easy for me to act. And it just seemed to make sense to kind of do that. Hey, what's going on, Ron? Good to see you, man. So to act out Cinnamon's voice, normally Cinnamon is live tonight, but Princess Faye needs her rest. And I fell asleep and I didn't wake up till about 7 o'clock. It's like, fuck. So I had to rush and get everything together. Doing all right. I fell asleep and I just couldn't do the Cinnamon live because Princess Faye finally decided to get some rest. But doing really good, doing real good. So thought I would do kind of a Q&A, and I've actually been kind of talking about the acting that I do. A lot of the acting that I do here on the channel. And I was actually just talking about Cinnamon's voice. The inspiration for her voice is actually what you would have typically heard from the black and white movie days uh, in the 1930s and 40s. And basically, the woman that you would have actually, if you had a villainous woman from those black and white movies from the 1930s and 40s, her voice would have actually resembled. Oh, New Ventures is out. Finally, finally. Hey, may not have made that wet, may not have gotten the supercharger that I was specifically going for, but close enough. I can live with it because I still got a bunch of the superchargers and ventures. But thank you, Bad Bat. By the way, good to see you, Bad Bat. So if you ever wonder where Cinnamon's voice, the inspiration behind it, it was really easy for me to act, but the inspiration for her voice is actually the villainous woman from the black and white 1930s and 40s movies. So if you ever wondered, that's where her voice is actually the inspiration behind Cinnamon's voice. So if you ever, or if you're like me and you love those old black and white movies, matter of fact, one of my two of my favorite monster movies are in black and white of all time. I like creature features. I love creature features. Slasher flicks. I mean, I appreciate what they do in the slasher flicks. My favorite slasher flick is obviously going to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 1974. Any other version is all bullshit. There you go. Okay, yeah. My favorite creature feature of all time is a black and white silent film, Nosferatu, out of Germany. Um, and my favorite version of that particular one, Nosferatu, the silent film, my favorite version was an anniversary version where the heavy metal band Typo Negative did the music for it. Absolutely amazing because Typo Negative, that band is, yep, I know the one you're talking about, actually, ironically enough. Um, I love that old stuff. Love, yeah, yeah, right. I know. Believe it or not, well, Elvira is a version, is her the inspiration for Elvira comes from the original Adams family, uh, Morticia. Then, if you travel a little bit further back, Morticia, that was acted out in the TV show at the Adams Family, is inspired by a TV show character called um, Vampira, which again, a lot of the look, from here down on Cinnamon, is actually inspired by Vampira, uh, which was Vampira was a TV show from the 1950s. Um, and so, if you didn't know that, now you do. The inspiration from here down on Cinnamon is actually inspired by Vampira, which was a TV show in the 1950s. You can actually watch those here on YouTube. She would walk down this aisle, this hallway, surrounded by fog, and she would get to the camera, throw her hands up like this, and just scream at the camera. And I think it was on NBC. Um, but uh, and the inspiration for Vampira came from the original Adams Family comic books. So Morticia turned into Vampira on TV from the comics, and then from Vampira it turned into more to Morticia for the Adams Family television show, and then it turned back into um, it turned into Elvira, which came in like the 1980s, and then of course back into Morticia for the Addams Family, the movie, and then later was some of that was taken in for some of that was taken in uh, to this channel for Cinnamon. So some of yeah, I can't take full credit. So some of the stuff that I've learned from those old black and white movie days and TV days, watching that stuff and learning about the characters, of course, would eventually help create Cinnamon. And of course, from there, Princess Faye, with her amazing artwork as a makeup artist, absolutely amazing makeup art. So, ta-da! There you go. All of that. See what I mean? All of that knowledge being turned into one character here on YouTube. Which, of course, there's now people that use Cinnamon to, Cinnamon the character, not Cinnamon the actual spice, but Cinnamon the character. I've had people say, you've inspired me to. Oh wow, yeah, yeah, um, yeah, amazing, amazing actress. Um, so I can't take full credit. So if you've ever wondered how all that comes together, um, you know, I know right now Ron's probably going, holy crap, that is a lot of knowledge you have basically crammed into it. Yeah. There's so much that I do a lot of acting, and Cinnamon is just one of the characters that I love. I enjoy acting, as Cinnamon. You know, oh, you have no idea the amazing talents. Um, which, by the way, so yeah, you guys are literally getting the inside track of some of the inspiration for some of the acting that I do here on the channel. The rage in Fortnite streams that I'll act out for you guys. The rage, um, again, it literally is acting. Um, the Lewis Black was some of the inspiration behind some of the acting that I do, and Andrew Dice Clay and Sam Kinison for the comedy bits that I do in you guys' Fortnite streams. The rage that you hear again, it's acting. I'm choking back on my own laughter by acting that stuff out. I'm choking back laughter because you guys are laughing so hard at that stuff. When I did that skit where, and literally I did it here in this office, like one day I acted out Cinnamon's bit, and then the next day I'm acting out my bit. Um, it took me like 2 weeks to get that all together, and I scripted myself. And in between the cuts, if you guys could see, I was literally reading my script, getting my lines, uh, because I was feeding myself my own lines, and I was able to edit that all out. I knew exactly what I was doing. Which in some cases I cut. There would have been out. And the sad part is that yeah, you may say that you're a little creeped out by it, but the funniest bit, it's probably because of the fact that the acting has to be so good that you tend to forget that at underneath it all there is a real human being doing some serious acting. Um, and for the record, I have never taken a single acting class. Never taken a single acting class. Never. Um, it's just from talking to theatrical actors from the local college in my area. I've talked to a lot of people, that's done acting out there, and one of the last people I talked to was a guy who Princess Faye and I watched a live theatrical acting of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and she was actually worked with the guy who played as Dr. Frankenfurter, and oh, but that's my favorite comic book character. Um, poor chairman, when he's seeing that, he's like, no, just fucking no, no, no. Um, by the way, Cinnamon has her first TikTok video up, and when I did that whole bit, 433 views on in about 24 hours on that video, and it's probably a couple of guys who are jerking their gherkin to the same video, but basically it's Cinnamon playing it up to the camera. How you doing, Miyagi? Uh, you know, so tonight we had to put on hold the Cinnamon live stream. I'll talk Princess Faye into actually getting some fucking rest, and hopefully we'll be able to do the Cinnamon live tomorrow night. But yeah, I am doing fantastic. I basically Princess Faye. I put in a lot of serious hours at work today, so I didn't get to wake us up in time. But Princess Faye has not been sleeping well, and she works night shift. As a matter of fact, tonight she'll be going into work at she'll be clocking on at about 10. Yeah, poor chairman. Yeah, 433 views when Cinnamon's TikTok video finally in about 24 hours. That's how many views that video got. That is not a fucking joke. 433, and it was probably just the same couple of guys. Yeah, she's an amazing. She works her ass off. But when that video finally stopped taking views, uh, it was probably the same couple of guys jerking their gherkin at that video. And all it is Cinnamon kind of hamming it up to the camera to dudes look like a lady. Not a joke. That's all it is. And I know Miyagi, you've seen that, yeah. And there is some perverts sitting there jerking their gherkin. It's like, really, dude? Yeah. It's probably somebody who's jerking their gherkin, beating their bacon, pulling their pork, choking their chicken, slapping around the salami, beating their meat, whacking their weasel, gagging the gecko, burping the worm. All, Broken Mike, you ever wanted to see me act that out? Oh, there's someone was like, I know it's a dude, but it's fucking hot. Broken Mike's heard me do that a few times. Yeah, that's what it sounds like, whenever the camera's actually on me. That's what it looks like. Yeah, somebody, I know that's a dude, but it looks fucking hot. Right. Wow. That's crazy, man. Right now, everyone's dying laughing at what, at what everybody is probably been, you know, it's like, I know that's a dude, but it looks hot. Oh my God. I ought to pull that video and do like the duet thing with that and watch everybody's reaction and see what that does. That'd be fucking holy. Y'all be like watching this right now. Yeah, that'd be hilarious. I ought to put that one up next. Everyone would die laughing at it. Chairman, I actually have a video like that, and it's been up for like 6 years, and it's coming up on 100,000 views. I and I hate the video. It's about 7 minutes and 1 second. You know, hey, I get it bad, but yeah, poor Broken Mike. He's probably over at home, dying laughing from me just acting out what it was like for some of those folks watching that TikTok video. By the way, Mikey G, he sends me videos that he's been working on or his live streams, and a lot of times I'm stuck at work, so I miss a lot of his live streams. But I sent him that TikTok video of Cinnamon, and he turns around and he sends back, "God damn you, man!" Yep. So yeah, yeah, I know poor Broken Mike has never been the same since he's been in a few Fortnite live streams with me. He has not been the same ever since. Um, let's see. You'll hear me yell. When you see the loot llama, you'll hear me yell out, "It's a llama dama ding dong." That's actually from a song. Shama llama dama ding dong. Yeah, that's actually where that's from. And if I remember correctly, I heard it and then just kind of changed it around for Fortnite. But I heard that right. Wow, that's awesome, man. Yeah, the that whole thing with the loot llama. I got that from a song, and the song I remember it distinctly from right off the top of my head was, believe it or not, the song was from National Lampoon's Animal House. Now you're all going, what the heck? Yeah, that's where it's from. John Belushi. John Belushi. My God. How we need his comedy nowadays. One half of the original Blues Brothers. Yep. Love that movie too. Love that movie. Mm-hmm. So that's where the inspiration for the loot llama comes from. The Look, it's a llama dama ding dong. That's where that comes from. Now I'm giving where all the inspiration for the acting comes from. I'm not fully original. I'm outing myself. Yeah. Uh, yeah. The bear taking a big. I don't know where that exactly came from, but I mean, just basically imagine for I try to give visualizations that not that basically gets stuck in your head. Okay. Loot llama nails. Yeah, but I'll see a llama and you'll hear me yell out, "Look, it's a llama dama ding dong." Yeah. Wow, that's freaking awesome. Um, but yeah, you'll hear me yell out, "Look, it's a llama dama ding dong," and of course, Cinnamon turns around. She turns around when she sees a llama. Oh, when Cinnamon sees a llama, hear her say, "Look, it's a loot llama, kinky." Because we have weird perverts in the world. It just makes sense. What is the llama shape? The loot llama. It's shaped like a llama, and bestiality. That making a joke out of bestiality. Because uh, Cinnamon talks about the fact that that there are kinky people in the world. You'll hear her talk about that. So that's where that comes from. And it plays into, wait a minute, what are you going to do with that llama? Are you touching that llama? Oh, don't touch that loot llama, you sicko. You know. And then, when the loot llama opens up, you'll hear her make a moan like she's, just, a sexual moan. And it's like, oh, that loot llama just splooged all over the place. Yeah. Um, the just because we all have a dirty mind. Cinnamon likes to help you throw your mind in that gutter. We all have our minds in the gutter. There's nothing we can do about it, and Cinnamon plays into that. you know so now y'all are catching on to where all the inspiration comes from. The again the imagery whenever I'm doing comedy and in Fortnite live streams, the imagery, if you ever noticed, I will describe it where it's like it gets stuck in your head. You butt sniffer. I hope a bear takes a big dump in your mouth. A big, runny, steamy dump in your mouth. Sounds like I'm raging. But like I said, hey, what's going on, Natalie? I'm still editing out your try not to laugh challenge with Cinnamon. You're the first one up that I have to edit. I did 3 that night. Also, for the record, I have to confess, because I did 3 of them pretty much back to back. In doing that, yeah, in doing those back to back, try not to laugh Cinnamon challenges, I had a sore throat because doing the voice for Cinnamon after a little while starts hurting. Most people don't know that. Um, so we're gonna have to do Cinnamon's live tomorrow. You all have to come and see me tomorrow. Uh, it'll be a real party. Uh, you know, that's what it looks like without the makeup. Kind of creepy, isn't it? Uh, but yeah. Uh, so now you all have heard tonight where the inspiration comes from for the mannerisms of Cinnamon. But she takes it, basically a touch of horror and 1940s. Yeah, all black and the voice of Cinnamon. It's really easy for me to act because of the deep voice that I already have. But Cinnamon's voice literally, yeah, I'll have to sneak over there, brother. I'll sneak over there and yeah, the direct message. But yeah, the voice of Cinnamon is literally based. Someone actually noticed that it took people how long? I mean, like Cinnamon's, I've been acting the voice of Cinnamon for probably close to 7, 8 months. Um, but the voice of Cinnamon literally is from the black and white 1930s and 40s movies. If you had a female villain or a villainess in those movies, her voice would often kind of be deep and kind of mysterious. And that's literally where it's from, because it's real easy for me to act it out. So I kind of pull my voice back just a little bit, and it sounds an awful lot like this, and then the mannerisms come in, um, at that point. And I confess, one day, one day, Princess Faye, back when Princess Faye and I were still very, very new to marriage. To me, we're still newlyweds. Nearly 7 years of marriage, and to me, we're still newlyweds. I will consider us newlyweds from now until we are both gone. That's just how it is. You guys got to understand, I still chase after that woman like I never caught her. Um, Out of all the women I've ever met in the world, she's still the most beautiful woman I've ever met. Um, Congratulations, Jesse. Big streamer hug to you and your beautiful sweetheart. Congratulations. Congratulations. Big streamer hug to you. Big streamer hug to her. That's wonderful. Wonderful. It's a blessing. Enjoy it. I hope you don't live in Missouri. If you do live in Missouri with you and your other half, uh, expecting, please get out of the state. Oh, wonderful. She's in the Philippines. Really? That's exciting stuff. So, where was I? I totally just blanked. Oh, she's a Filipino? There's love to be found all over the world. It's amazing. But yeah, I will pull the voice back, and I noticed right away when I would pull it back and try to send it was like, oh wow. So oh yeah, now I remember. Um, Princess Faye and I had used to hang out with a polyamory couple, which it's not a couple, but basically a polyamory, some friends that were into a polyamory relationship. And they were very sweet people. Lost contact with them, but just wonderful people. And one day they asked us to go out with them and said, "Hey, we're all going to this club." Didn't tell us any more, which they probably told Princess Faye, but just didn't bother to tell me right away. Oh wow. Well, I'll answer that question in just a moment. Um, they didn't tell me right away until like the last minute when we were heading there. Uh, they basically said that, no, I'm sorry. They told me like the day we were going. I'd already agreed, and they told me the day of. But basically, we were going to this. Oh, really? Don't mean a thing. Don't mean a thing. Uh, but as we're getting ready to go, I realized, hey, I got to put on my goth makeup and everything. But they didn't tell me. But we were going to more or less this. You'll have to excuse me. I hate the term gay bar. I hate that. Uh, Using the term gay incorrectly, and to me, uh, calling a woman a lesbian or anything, to me, it's derogatory. It is part of the homosexual community, and that's what it is. And putting all these other names, right? The homosexual community. Come on, call it what it is, and it's not to me. I know some people giggle at it, but no, that's what it is. And now we try to put all these other names. Well, I'll get to that in a moment. So to me, it's like, um, they basically took me to this bar where it was the entire homosexual community is behind it, and it was in where the homosexual community is up in St. Louis, Missouri, what they call the Grove, and I'd never been to a place like that, but basically it was a strip joint for the homosexual community, and they embraced all walks of life. Matter of fact, at the beginning of the night, the hostess comes out and who here is gay? Woo! Everyone holler out, "Where's my bisexuals? Woo! Where are my straight people? You know, you know, There we go. Yep, I actually didn't know that, so that's a little bit of history for me. So and right away, everyone embraced, and basically, I watched drag queens and drag kings as strippers, talented folks, and I had the actual opportunity to talk to one of the drag queen performers after their show, and I had the opportunity. Straight guy was doing his bit 3 times a week, and really, wow, that's awesome. That's amazing. Well, he was actually doing his drag queen strip show 3 times a week, and had enough money. He had already put his wife through college. House was pretty well paid for. Two brand new cars in the driveway, and was already saving up to put his kids through college. That's taking care of business to me. Married, straight as an arrow, but he was doing that whole, a very talented gentleman, very talented gentleman. And after being at that show, I had something to work with whenever I play the character of Cinnamon. So I learned something, and of course, watching 1980s movies, I had something to kind of work with. And then the whole thought of there's two sides to romance. There's the sweet lovey-dovey side, and then there's the side of, oh my God, what are you into? What's your kinks? We don't recognize that enough in romance. There's the sweet lovey-dovey side, and then there's the hot and spicy side, getting spicy with cinnamon. No one really acknowledges that, but it is there, you know. That's awesome. Now, to answer your question on age, I will tell you the age difference between Princess Faye and I is about 13 and a half to 14 years difference, the same ballpark area. I'm young at heart. Physically, I hurt like it's nobody's. Oh, wow. See, I knew a little bit about that. I knew there was a lot of Greek mythology in the Wonder Woman comics. I knew that there was a lot of it. And Wonder Woman is one of my favorite comic book characters. Then again, so Cinnamon's favorite comic book character is Harley Quinn, just so you know. That is Cinnamon's favorite. Um, so, um, what was I? The age difference between Princess Faye and I is chronological. Um, it is chronological. When she was born, I was like, you know, I was already, yeah. um, So if you think about it in a nutshell, um, I'm young at heart anyways. I still, and I'll say it like this, I still. Well, ironically enough, with me being Native American, most people tend to forget that I'm 41 years old. I was actually at work and kind of pulled down my mask and told these couple, this couple, this older couple that I was 41 years old, and they're like, "Oh my God, you look like you're in your mid 20s." I said, I'm actually starting to lose it. The dark. Oh, are you talking about from? Yeah. And I'm 41. And this August the 7th, I'm going to be 42 years old. 42 years old. And I think I look pretty good, for being 41 years old right now. I think I look really good for, being my age. I'm in AA and Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, we always joke about it, saying all the alcohol I drank preserved me like a pickling process. That's why I look so young. Yep, yep. I know yeah, the animated series, the Dark Deco, Harley Quinn, the original in her jumpsuit with the white face and the black mask around the eyes. Yes. You take care, Jesse. Thank you for being here. But, I'm young at heart, and I will say that Princess Faye does an amazing job making me feel young, physically. Um, and I hurt. My body aches a lot. It hurts a lot. Most people tend to forget that I'm oftentimes, hey, I get it, man. Go take care of that wonderful lady of yours. Yeah. Actually, I think she came out initially in the cartoon, and then the comics just grabbed onto it, and it worked. And of course, with the Suicide Squad version of Harley Quinn is the one that everyone's kind of going nuts for. But right behind that is the one where from Birds of Prey, which I've thought about having Princess Faye do me up as the version of the Birds of Prey Harley Quinn, just for funsies. But I already know Chairman's going, "Don't you fucking dare. Don't you dare. What the fuck's wrong with you, man?" Oh, plenty is wrong with me, sweetheart. The sad thing is I could do that on command now. And I've actually done that at work. Yes, Mark Hamill. But if you ever wanted to see Mark Hamill play live act as the Joker, he already had done a version of it in the TV show The Flash with I forget the guy's name, but he played as Sebastian's dad in um, um, the second Never Ending Story. He went on to play as the Flash in the TV show in 1991. Mark Hamill was on the show a couple of different times playing. Oh my gosh, that would be so cool. Oh, Princess Faye is an amazing makeup artist. Oh my God. I will say that I have the most beautiful woman in the world, but she is so talented. So talented. If you go to the Teespring store, which again, the link is in the main page here on YouTube for the Prince Magnum channel, you can click right on it and go right to it. Um, all of the artwork, the Project Spirit logo, my wife did that. The banner art for the Prince Magnum channel, my wife did that. Everything on the Teesprings, in the Teespring store, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Mark Hamill really. Yeah, Mark Hamill. He's played Luke Skywalker for a long time, and I know he wants to avoid being typecasted. But I know many of you will say that um, that Heath Ledger played the best Joker. If you count voice actors, bullshit. Heath Ledger did play a good Joker, but not the best Joker. Mark Hamill is the best Joker ever because he gets asked to reprise that role regularly for video games and everything. And he did that for the animated series and everything. Amazing, amazing voice actor, hands down, bar none. You don't get any better. And he did, in a way, already play the role live action in the TV show The Flash. Actually, in a way, he already did. He already had the basis for the voice acting. He played the part of the trickster in the TV show in 1991 on The Flash. He'd already been laying the groundwork for what would eventually become the Joker. Anyway, so technically, he did method acting. Technically. Um, and he did an amazing job. He does not get enough credit for the work he put into the Joker. So technically, he did, technically. And then that would eventually, yeah. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, Heath Ledger did play an amazing Joker, but it will never compare to what Mark Hamill has done for the character. And I will also say that Jack Nicholson played an amazing Joker. Who's with me? Jack Nicholson is the Joker. But I will say that I know what I'm about to say is going to almost sound sacrilegious to some people, but the best Joker ever, Cesar Romero. Even though it was campy, it had not been really seen on screen. Uh, he played the most mysterious Joker, in my opinion. But the darkest of all the Jokers is still is still um it's still going to be Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson is crazy anyways. Oh yeah, yeah. He played the most mysterious of all the Jokers. Because, we're talking about when you break it down because I've done enough acting now, I can break it down. Um, there was a lot of notes he took on the character. And I imagine a lot of the stuff he took was directly from the comic, The Killing Joke. Now, if you've not seen that as a cartoon, the cartoon movie, or read the comic, uh, that is dark. And I imagine he picked a lot of it directly from that because there's a lot of back history that most of you all don't know. Yeah, Mark Hamill again. Mark Hamill plays that as the best. The Killing, see, the algorithm knows exactly what. And I know many people get so upset whenever I point out Mark Hamill does act it because there's actual interviews where he's talked about it and he's actually up, kind of, moving around playing, actually acting it out as he's doing the voice. Yep. So he's actually acting it out. Hmm. Oh, he did. He played the character well. He did a lot of research for it. And some people say that he never came back, but come on. I mean, Then again, some people say that since I've been playing Cinnamon, that I haven't fully come back from the character. Something to think about. Some people have actually said that they don't think I've fully come back from playing as Cinnamon. That I even seem a little different, you know. But then again, a lot of those people I work with say that because you'll hear me make constant jokes about it. You know, I'm playing it off. Like what was it, the first one day? You know, I started it in one store. Now I do it in the other. You'll hear someone holler out, "I need a cinnamon roll," and you'll hear me walk up. "What the hell do you want? I'm busy." They're like, "Just go away." No, I said cinnamon roll. Oh, okay. Every once in a while, you'll see up on the screen, you know, you'll see cinnamon roll up on the screen, and I'll point at it. I'll point at it and say, "See, they want you to put me in a bag. Send me out the window to them." I didn't know I was that kind of popular. And I'll do the voice right then and there, and they're like, "You son of a bitch." um, I will actually say to my bosses, out of all the people in maintenance you've ever had work for you, I just want you to know I'm the prettiest one. And they're like, "You mother, get the fuck out of here." Matter of fact, my boss, Carolyn, I said that to her. She's like, "You know what? You ain't kidding. You're not lying. You literally are the prettiest one I've ever had working in my maintenance department." I got nothing. Yep. Well, the guy I work with in maintenance, you heard him. He'll turn around and say, "No, I'm the pretty one." I was like, "Really? You're the pretty one?" "Yep, I'm the prettiest one in maintenance." I said, "If that's the case, you got to put it on like I do." He's like, "No, no, I'm not doing it." I said, "Oh yeah, if you're going to try to take it from me, you got to put it on like me." Well, I said, "You need a drag name," and he's like, "I do." Yep. He happened to be standing in front of the sink in the back. Ew! Poor chair. He's standing in front of the sink in the back, and he holds up a scoop of bubbles, and I turn her, of the soap bubbles, and I was like, "That's it. Your drag name is Bubbles." He's like, "No, no, what the hell's wrong with you?" So I started going around saying he wants to try to take the title as the prettiest one in maintenance. His drag name is Bubbles. Now his own girlfriend is going around calling him Bubbles now. "Come on, Bubbles, we got to go home." He he hates it. He's like, "Don't call me Bubbles." "Oh, shut up, Bubbles. Quit being a bitch." And that's why in last week's Cinnamon Live, in Getting Spicy with Cinnamon, you heard Cinnamon say, "Bubbles is a bitch." The rivalry begins. Right now, I'm just losing it. Like, oh my God, I can't. Bubbles is a bitch. Everyone knows that I'm the real dish in the maintenance department. That's where that came from last week. So if you were in the already calling it out, yep, yep. Poor that poor guy I work with. He's like, he looks at me like, "I fucking hate you some days, you son of a bitch." Everyone's going to, "My woman's calling me Bubbles because of you." And I explained it to his girlfriend in excruciating detail who Cinnamon was and why everyone was calling her other half Bubbles. She's like, "Well, we could shave off your goatee and put some really cute makeup on you, sweetheart." And she's already in it. She's already in it to win. And I said, "He keeps saying he's going to claim it from me." And I showed her a picture. She's like, "Oh my God, your wife is amazing with makeup. You look really good." And "I don't think I can top, I don't know if I can top that, but you look really good." And she's like, "It's pretty bad when the guys can make a hotter looking chick than the women." I'm like, "Shut up." I still get a little weirded by, I'm like, some days I can't believe that's actually me in makeup. It's all right. You should hear my mother's response. She actually came across one of the pictures. She's like, "Oh my God." My poor mother. I think she's been traumatized. I forget which one it was. But yeah, my poor mother has not been the same. The first time my little sister Hannah seen me in makeup, you should have been there for that live stream. Oh my God. My poor little sister. But then she told you. Right. Uh, my little sister, whenever she seen me for the first time in makeup, she turns around and says, see what the God has given me, a beautiful older sister." And I'm like, "Shut up." And she's like, "You're looking like a snack for the boys." So that's it. My little sister kind of helped with that too. Oh, by the way, if y'all ever wondered where Cinnamon's name came from, literally, it was one night. Someone said, "If you were really a drag queen, what would your name be?" And just off the top of my head, I just said it'd probably be something like Cinnamon. All right, trivia question. What is Cinnamon's real last name? Most people don't know. Cinnamon does have a last name. Let's see how many people get it. I'll give you all a moment. What do you think her real last name is? And then we'll have to give it away in a live stream. Get y'all thinking about what's Cinnamon's real last name. Y'all stumped? I'll give it away tonight. I'll give it away tonight. Cinnamon's real last name. Tart spice. No, 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 no. Berry. Cinnamon berry. That was Princess Faye's idea. Cinnamon berry. Of course, I know some people that there's for the record, twice now, Cinnamon's been asked for her hand in marriage. And before that, she's also been asked to the prom twice. Cinnamon, would you go to the prom with me? What the? Really? Yeah. I was actually talking about that at work. They're like, that is just ridiculous. Cinnamon spice butter. Yep. It's cinnamon berry. That this Princess Faye came up with the last name. Most people don't know that. So now you guys actually know. But yes, cinnamon berry. Mind blown right now, y'all. Yeah, there's a lot of. We'll have to do the cinnamon live tomorrow, so it'll be a super sexy Sunday on Easter Sunday. Let's just mess with the religious right, which Easter was a pagan holiday originally. Um, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. But it is getting late. I know I'm going to have to wake my beautiful, gorgeous wife up so she can go to work. I've got to eat something. I got to go take care of my blood sugar. For those that do not know, I drank myself into diabetes. At the age of 27, I became a diabetic for the first time. It probably would have happened eventually. Yep, that's true. That's very true. A lot of paganism in Christianity. They just don't realize it. Um, I actually learned more about Christianity when I converted to paganism back in 2000. Yeah. But yes, we will definitely have. I'll nudge her a good one. It'll give me a chance to work on tonight's script. Oh, big streamer hug to you, Meowger. Um, we love you. I know that for a while you and Minion weren't here. Yeah, I know. Um, you know, uh, I missed you guys. Miss seeing you guys. Loved you. Love you guys' streams. You guys having obviously you guys are married, but you still have an amazing chemistry on camera, and that's actually when doing the show that you guys do. It's super important that you and Minion have that. Princess Faye and I, oh, I miss seeing you guys. And even if I'm not saying anything in stream, I'm oftentimes watching you all. A lot of times I'm multitasking, so I don't get to say a whole lot unless you guys are starting to get trolls. Then it's like, I'm gonna do what I can to look out for you guys. Really, I did not know that. Yeah, you guys are very special, and I hope to see you guys in the Cinnamon Lives, um, because Cinnamon likes to remind all of the ladies out there, especially all the ladies out there. She likes to remind y'all that you guys, that you all are very beautiful in your own special way, and that she only looks that good because of the fact that she's got an amazing makeup artist. That all of you are beautiful without the makeup. Cinnamon likes to do that. She likes to try to remind all of you. She really speaks out for you ladies, and that's very important that she does. Of course, she flirts with all the guys. Doesn't matter if they're married or not. She likes to flirt with the guys. There was actually a show one time. There was actually a special on the History Channel where they talked about the possibilities of extraterrestrials in stories of the Bible. They talked about that, um, which is real interesting. The Ten Commandments, the story of that has its basis in the laws of Hammurabi, basis of that, which is real interesting stuff. One of these times I'm gonna have to do some religious history. It's stories of the Bible where they came from, um, because a lot of those stories do have basis in history, yes, but through centuries before it was actually written down. Um, you know, there's a guy who does a much better job. It's really interesting because it debunks some stuff, and some of it's just downright barbaric. Um, I'm so glad we have gotten out of the dark ages. Um, but it's interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. I love history. I love history. Seeing where things came from, things like that. But yeah. All right, so it is that time again. I got to go take care of my blood sugar. Much love to you guys. So, as we always let out, as a reminder, I didn't get a chance to put the link in the description box, but if you go to the main page of the Prince Magnum channel, there is Prince Magnum channel merchandise. I have got to get on to Princess Faye to get up the cinnamon merch. There will be cinnamon merch, and I know it's going to be based on her little heart with the X underneath it, the heart with the X underneath it for her X-rated attitude. Um, and that's her logo. That's Cinnamon's logo. A little bit of love with X-ray with an X-rated attitude for all of you. Um, you always hear her now saying, "I'm too hot to handle, too cold to hold." Yeah. No Harley Quinn stuff. Oh, you know that you want to see me done up as Harley Quinn. Poor chairman. But as you know, so be sure to get over there. There is Project Spirit logo stuff. I got to talk to a friend and see about getting a picture of Project Spirit so we can put it on a blanket and everything. So as we let out for the night, if you want to support the channel, just go over there and buy some merch. Buy some merch. That's the easiest way to support the channel. Tell all your friends. Share me out. You know. So we'll have to do a super sexy Sunday on getting spicy with cinnamon. So as we let out for the night, I hope all of you enjoyed it. If you hadn't had a chance to touch the like button, touch it real good. Touch it real good. And as a reminder to all of you, get out there and work on a project. Don't care what it is, just do something with yourself. Remember, idle hands and a creative mind go together like oil and water. If you have a sweetheart, sweep them off their feet, do something special for them today. And as always, for all of you out there, if no one out there has told any of you that they love you today, Prince Magnum does. God bless you and have a happy 24. Thank you.